Does it make any difference which way a fish is pointing? Is he pointing that way or is he pointing that way? Does that make any difference? Whoa! That's a beauty. Good morning, guys and girls. August 15th, and we are in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, the city that William Penn founded. And we've actually learned a lot about William Penn in the last couple, 2 or 3 hours here, going through the Faith and Liberty Discovery Center, which is a brand spanking new museum in Philadelphia. Philadelphia, the birthplace of liberty in the United States, has got a lot of places that if you come to Philadelphia, you just have to visit. And just right across kind of cattywampus over here, all of you rednecks know what cattywampus is. Kind of cattywampus over here is the Liberty Bell. You come to Philadelphia, you have to see the Liberty Bell. I mean, it's just awe-inspiring just to look at the Liberty Bell. It used to tour around the nation where all Americans could see it. Now this is the only place to see it, is right here in Philadelphia. Kind of cattywampus is, and this Faith and Liberty Discovery Center is going through all of the things of how biblical principles and faith in God were so important in establishing Philadelphia, was establishing the United States of America. And it's just it's been an awe-inspiring deal for me to go through this, and we spent a couple hours going through it, and it's just amazing. You could spend even longer period of time, and it is a technologically advanced museum. Only been open, really I think it opened May, so whatever that would be, 2 or 3 or 4 months. It's just absolutely amazing. If you're in Philadelphia, you have to go through here. All right, let's take a look at what we've got today. Matthew 7:17 says, every good tree produces good fruit, and a bad tree produces bad fruit. All right, that's a good one right there. That's a good one. Another of Jimmy's rules of thumb: fish the heaviest cover you can find near deep water. Heavy cover close to deep water. Bass get big and mean, but they can be spooked really, really easily. Heavy cover and deep water produce good protection, so that's where you'll most likely find fish, and you'll find big fish. The fish are big, they get mean, they go around and eat up everything. It's the same size as them or smaller, even a little bit larger than them they try to eat, but it's easy to spook them. That's why they like heavy cover, and when they get spooked, they can just drop off and be in deep water and be safe. In this scripture, Matthew isn't talking about factors that make good fishing. He's warning us about the results of our actions. That's right. What you and I do every single day with everybody we come in contact. The results of our actions. We must guard what we do. We have to guard what we do. Why? Because people pay more attention to our actions than they do our words. They see what we stand for and what we stand without us telling them. They know who we are, they know what we stand for, they know the kind of people we are without us even telling them. Non-Christians, non-believers, love to see Christians mess up and fail. They like to see us say bad things. They like to watch us do something that's bad. To a non-believer, the best thing they can do is see a believer mess up. And they'll throw that up to people. They'll throw that up to people. He claims to be a Christian. He claims to be one of Jesus' people. And yet, look what he just did. Look what she just said. Look how they acted when they got pressed in this situation. It's very important that our actions match what we say, so that by the power of God's Spirit down inside of us, we attract others to Jesus. You realize that as we walk around in Philadelphia or any other place that we are, there will be situations, there will be times come up where we've got a chance to stand up for Jesus, or we've got a chance to show that we still got a little devil left in us. It might be somebody we meet in an elevator. It might be somebody that pours our coffee at the restaurant. It might be somebody in an Uber. We never know when we're going to have a chance to show that we belong to God or that we belong to the devil. So be very, very careful what you say, what you do. And you know, there's a lot of people you might run into, particularly in a big city like this, that the only Jesus they might get a chance to see that day is you. how you act and how you treat them, and it might make a difference in their life from here to eternity. By the power of God's Spirit, we attract others to Jesus by our actions. Here's our tip for today, and it's a good one. Try to determine how fish are positioning on a piece of structure. Which way they're facing, how they are positioned there. They positioned on the outside, they positioned right in the middle of it, and we determine that by various factors around while we're fishing, but how they are positioned, actually which way they're facing is very, very important. You know that we try to make casts, we try to get like right beside it. We got a tree right here, we got a tree right here. We try to make a cast, we're gonna get right over by, we have a bass laying by this tree, we're gonna try to get right over beside that tree. If we throw our lure and we bring it by out here, this far away from the tree, we might not get a bite. We might not get a bite. We want to get our lure right over close to the tree, because if a bass is positioning right here, the direction that they're facing is very important also, because you think about let's say a 17-inch bass, about this long, his head's over here, his tail's over here. We bring our bait by his tail, he might turn around and bite it, but not very often he's going to do that. So we always want to remember and try to figure out which way they're facing, where their head is. On a live scope, a lot of times we can see that, but where their head is, where we want to bring our bait. So how they're positioned on this piece of structure, this time of the year in August, look at it, you're going to be able to tell. It's going to be positioned right in here, in the shade. Got a cigarette butt laying down there by that shade. But they're going to be positioned in the shade. So they're going to be right here. So and depending on the way the wind's blowing, the way the current, that's going to tell you which way the fish is facing. So, real important to try to figure out where the head of that fish is, which way that fish is facing. Real important also, how you act today can make a difference in somebody else's life. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one. And remember, I sure do love you.